questions for the quantitative section. Let's get started. Question 1. If x raised to the power of quarter divided x raised to the power of -3/4 times x squared equals 27, then x equals what? You know that if you have the same basis like this, and we have division, subtract the exponents. So it will be x raised to the power of quarter minus -3/4. Minus, it will be plus. So it's 1 plus 3, which equals 4/4, which equals 1. So we have here x raised to the power of 1 times x squared equals 27. If you have the same basis, you can add the exponents. So it's x, and this is multiplication sign, 1 plus 2, which equals 3, equals 27. Take the cube root for both sides. It means x equals the cube root of 27, which equals 3. So the answer is B. Let's move to question 2. Find the value of 505 over 1000 plus 55 over 100 plus 505 over 10. You'll change each number from fraction into decimal. You know that 505 over 1000, you can write it as 0.505 like this. And 55 over 100, this is 0.55. And 505 over 10, this is 50.5. Just add. You can add 1 0. You can add 2 0. 5 plus 0 plus 0, it will be 5. 0 plus 5 plus 0, it will be 5. 5 plus 5 plus 5, it will be 50. 5 and carry up 1. Don't forget to write down the decimal point. So this is 1. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, which equals 1. And write down 5. So it will be 51.555. So that's it. Let's move to the next question. Question 3, in the opposite figure, find the value of y. How can we find the value of y? We have two parallel lines. And you know that if you have two parallel lines and the transversal, both each alternate angles are equals in measure. It means that if you have this angle, its measure equals 70, so this angle also 70. And this is a straight line. Y and 70 both two supplementary angles. It means that their sum equals 180. So to find y, you'll just subtract 180 minus 70, which equals 110. So the answer is C. Question 4. A train traveled 1/4 of the distance in 2 hours. When the remaining distance became 600 kilometers, the train covered half of that remaining distance. What was the speed of the train when it completed the entry distance and reached the destination? So we have a train, it covers quarter of the distance in 2 hours. So quarter of the distance in 2 hours, it means that you'll just multiply 2 times 4 to find the time for all of the distance. So 2 times 4, which equals 8. So 2 times 4 equals 8. So we have 8 hours. And we have 600. It means that we covered half of the distance. So half of the distance is 600 kilometers. So all of the distance 600 times 2, which equals 1,200 kilometers. You know that to find the speed, it's distance over time. You know that you have, this is the magical triangle from physics. This is the speed, distance, time. If you want to find the speed, it's distance over time. If you want to find the time, it's distance over speed. If you want to find the distance, it's the speed times time. This question, you want to find the speed, which is distance over time. So the distance, which equals 1,200, full distance, over the full time, which equals 8. Divided each by each other. So it will be 150, 1,200 in kilometers, and 8 in hours. So 150 kilometers in 1 hour. This is the answer. So it's D. Question 5. If one side of a rectangle is 6, and the area of the rectangle is equal to the area of an equilateral triangle with sides 6, 8, and 10, what is the perimeter of the rectangle? In this question, you'll just find the area of this triangle. You know that 6, 8, and 10, these sides form a right angle triangle. You know that, the special Pythagorean. If you have right angle like this, If this side is 6, this side is 8, this is 10. This is the hypothesis. And you know that the area of the triangle equals half times base times height. So it will be half times the base, which is 6, times the height, which equals 8. Half 6 equals 3. 3 times 8, it will be 24. So this is the area of the triangle, which equals also the area of the rectangle. And you know that the formula of the area of the rectangle, it's base times height. It means that if you have a rectangle like this, and you have this side equals 6, 6 times what equals 24? 6 times 4. So the length is 6, and the width is 4. To find the perimeter, you know that each two opposite sides are congruent. So find the sum to find the perimeter. So 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4, which equals 20. So the answer of this question is 20. Let's move to question 6. If a number 3K120 is divisible by 2 and 5, what is the value of K? In this question, to check if this number is divisible by 2 or not, you have to check the last digit. Is it even or not? You know that the even numbers, that the numbers which divisible by 2, like 0, 4, 6, 8, but it ends with the 0, so this number is divisible by 2, so this condition satisfied. Divisibility by 3, if you added all of the digits, it will be a number divisible by 3. It means if you added 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0, it will be 6, and 6 is divisible by 3. So this number is also divisible by 3, so it satisfies this condition. Divisibility by 5, the number should end with 0 or 5. The number here ends with 0. So it's divisible by 5. So no need to put any values in the place of k, just put 0. The answer is. Let's move to the next question. Question 7. What is the value of 20.45%? You know that percent, it means over 100. So it's 20.45 over 100. Dividing by 100, you'll move the decimal point 2 digits in, like this. So the answer is 0.2045. Easy question, which is 8. Question 8, someone has 60 equal bills and the denominations of 5, 20, 50 reals. Compare between the total amount and 1,600 reals. So we have 60 equal bills with 5, 20, 50. So we have 5, 20, and 50. Into equal bills means that we divided 60 by 3. It will be 60 divided by 3, which equals 20. So each one is 20. Multiply to find the total amount. 5 times 20 equals 100. 20 times 20, which equals 400. And 50 times 20, which equals 1,000. Just add 100 plus 400 plus 1,000. Their sum, it will be 1,500. So B is 3. Move to the next, question 9. Compare between 3 over 4 minus 7 over 8 and 5 over 8 minus 7 over 8. This one you can subtract directly because you have the same denominators. So 5 minus 7, it will be negative 2. And write down 8. This one you can multiply both the numerator and the numerator by 2. So this is 6 over 8 minus 7 over 8. 6 over 8 minus 7 over 8, write down 8. 6 minus 7, it will be negative 1. Which is greater, negative 1 over 8 or negative 2 over 8? If it's 1 over 8 and 2 over 8, without the negative, we have 2 over 8 is greater. But with the negative sign, negative 1 over 8, it will be greater, so the answer is 8. Let's move to question 10. Compare between 3 root 7 and 7 root 3. If you have two numbers like this and you are switching between them, one under the square root and one out of the square root, take the number which is out of the square root is bigger. So the answer is B. So the answer of this question is B. Move to our next question. If 3 times the square of a number equals 75, what is one possible value of this number? 3 times of a square of the number. Let the number be x. So 3 times the square, it will be 3 times x squared. This is equal to 75. Now we have an equation. We can solve it. Divide both sides by 3. X squared equals 25. Take the square root for both sides. X equals 5. So the answer is. Let's move to question 12. If 55% of students attended a party and of a school, and the school has 300 students, how many students attend? So we want to calculate 55% of 100, 55% of 300. We have several methods to answer this question. We have a student that he changed 55% into 55 over 100, multiplied by 300, and check the answer equals what? We have another student can calculate 55% out of 100 three times, which equals 55 plus 55. Then you add all of them plus 55, 55. Then add all of them. We have another student that can rewrite 55% into 5% and 50%. So 50% of 300 is 150. And 5% of 300, it's 15. So just add 15 plus 150, it will be 165, which equals C. Also, if you added 55 plus 55 plus 55, it will be 165. If you calculated 55% times 300, it will be the same answer, which equals 165, which is C. Move to another question. Question 13. There are two numbers where the unit digit is half the tens digit, and the sum of their digits is 9. What is this number? Check the choices. We have all of them. The units have the tens. 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 Okay. So the sum is 9. Check which pairs have sum of 9. So we have 2 plus 1 is 3, 4 plus 2, which equals 6, 6 plus 3 equals 9, 8 plus 4, which equals 12. So the answer. Question 14, 0.499 times 0.75 times 8 approximately equals what? You can write 0.499, it's 0.5, which equals half. You can change it in a fractional form, because if you want to simplify. 0.75, you know that this is 3 over 4. This is from the fractions and the percentage lesson, times 8. Now we'll simplify numerator with denominator. 2 times 4 equals 8, with 8 in the numerator. So it's 1 times 3, which equals 3. The answer is. Let's move to the next question. Question 15. Compare between 3 power 75 and 2 raised to the power of 100. You can write 3 power 75 as 3 raised to the power of 3, all to the power of 25. As you know that 75 is 3 times 25. So we can write it as 3 power 3, all to the power of 25. The same for 2 raised to the power of 100. It's 2 raised to the power of 4, all of the power of 25. You can cross both radicals with each other, take the 25th roots. So 3 power 3, which equals 27, and 2 power 4, which equals 16. So A is greater. Next question, question 16. Find a number between and 100 that both a perfect square and perfect cube. What is the meaning of perfect square? It means that you can take the square root of this number like 16, like 49. And a perfect cube, it means that you can take the cube root of this number like 8. So you can take the square root of 16, but you cannot take the cube root of 16. It's not an integer. Okay, so it's not A. Eliminate A. Also 27, you can take the cube root of 27, which equals 3, and the square root of 27 not perfect or not an integer. Also 32, the answer is 64, because you know that the square root of 64, this is 8, and the cube root of 64, which equals 4. As you know that 8 times 8 equals 64, and here we have 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64, so the answer is. Move to question 17. In the opposite figure, compare between the area of triangle ABC and the area of triangle ABD. The area of triangle ABC, this triangle, and the area of triangle ABD, this one. If you have two parallel lines and you have two triangles between the two parallel lines, and both they have the same base, and the opposite vertex lies on the opposite parallel lines, so the two triangles are equal here. It means that the area of the two triangles are equal. It means the answer is C. Question 18. If all triangles are right isosceles triangles, find the area of the square. How can we find the area of the square? You know that this is right isosceles triangle. This is the shape of the right isosceles triangle. And you know that if you have right isosceles triangle, it means we have two equal sides and both angles that measures 45 degrees. If this side is x and this side is x, the third side is x root 2. If this side is x, this side is x, the third side is x root 2, or the hypotenuse is x root 2. So we have this side is 1 and this side is 1. You can find the length of the hypotenuse. It will be 1, 2, which equals root 2. So this part equals root 2. And also the same for this part. It will be root 2. It means the side of the square, it will be root 2 plus root 2, which equals 2 root 2. Now we have the side of the square. You can find the area of the square. You know that it's side by side. The area of square, it's side by side. So it's 2 root 2 times 2 root 2. How can we multiply? 2 times 2 equals 4. Root 2 times root 2, which equals 2. So 4 times 2, it will be 8. So the answer is C. Move to the next question. Ahmed drove for 5 hours and took 3 half-hour breaks. If he arrived at 6:30, when did he leave? In this question, this is the time for driving, and we have 3 half an hours. 3 half an hours, it means 1.5 an hour, right? So the total time for the trip, it's 5 plus 1.5. This is the driving, and this is the break. So it will be 6.5, which is 6:30. So we arrived at 6:30. It means the answer will be 8. The last question, question 20, and very important question. What is the percentage of the share price loss between 1433 and 1434? We have a formula for the percentage of loss. Very important. Find the difference between the two numbers over the bigger times 100, and the answer it will be in percent. This is very important. The percentage of loss, the difference over the bigger times 100. So we have 1433, this is 1433, which is 150, and this is 1434, which equals 90. Find the difference between both numbers. It means 150 minus 90, which equals 60, over the bigger number. The bigger number is 150 times the 100, and the answer will be in percent. Now we will simplify. You can cross 1 0 with 1 0. Divided 3, it will be 2. Divided 3, it will be 5. Divided 5 from the denominator, it will be 1. Divided 5, it will be 20. So the final answer is 2 times 20, which equals 40%. So the answer is 40. New set of questions from Tajmiat questions, quantitative section. Let's get started. Question 1, find the value of angle x. How can we find the value of angle x? This shape inside a circle, its name is cyclic quadrilateral. And one of the properties of the cyclic quadrilateral, each two opposite angles, they are supplementary. What is the meaning of supplementary? Their sum equals 180. So 80 plus 100, it will be 180. So the measure of this angle is 180. Now we check this triangle. You know that the sum of measures of the interior angles of any triangle equals 180. So if you want to find the value of x, we'll just subtract 180 minus the sum of 50 and 100. So it will be 180 minus 150, which equals 30. So the answer is A. Let's move to the next one. Question 2. Find the area of the triangle in square centimeters. We have the point A, which is 6 and 8. What is the meaning of 6 and 8? It means in the x direction, or the x coordinate is 6, so this length is 6. And this length is 8. And you know that the area of the triangle, its formula is half times base times height. So the area of triangle equals half times base times height. So it's half. This is the base, which is 6. And this is the perpendicular line, which is the height, which is 8. Now we can simplify. Divided 2, it will be 1. Divided 2, it will be 3. So you have 3 times 8, which equals 24. So the answer is B. Let's move to the next one. Question 3. Find the value of x. In this question, we have two parallel lines, and you have this angle, its measure is 150, and this angle, its measure is 112. How can you find x? You will just draw a line like this, passing through this vertex, and parallel to both lines, like this. So now we have three parallel lines. So the measure of this angle plus this one equals 180, because you know that the sum of the two angles 180, because they are two interior angles. So 180 minus 150, it will be 30. So the measure of this angle, it's 30. For this angle also plus this one, it will be their sum 180. So we'll just subtract 180 minus 112. 180 minus 112, it will be 68. Now we have x, we have 50, we have 30, sorry, this is 30, and this is 68. You know that their sum equals 180, supplementary angles. So if we want to find the value of x, you will just subtract 180 minus 30 and 68, which equals 82. So the answer is B. Let's move to question 4. In the adjacent figure, find the value of x. You have this shape is called in mathematics the butterfly shape. We have two similar triangles. Both triangles are similar. In the similar triangles, we have the corresponding angles are proportional. What is the meaning of the corresponding angles are proportional? It means this side over this side equals this side over the corresponding sides, which is 12. Then you'll use cross multiplication to find the answer. So x minus 2 over 2x minus 2, x minus 2 over 2x minus 2. This is equals 5 over 12. Now we can use cross multiplication. So just multiply 12 times x minus 2. So it's 12x minus 24. This is equals 2x minus 2 times 5. 2x times 5, it will be 10x. Negative 2 times 5, it will be negative 10. Now we'll move 2x to this side with opposite sign, and also negative 24 to this side with opposite sign. So it's 12x minus 10x. This is equals negative 10 plus 24. So 12x minus 10x, it will be 2x. This is equals negative 10 plus 24, which equals 14. Then divided both sides by 2. It means x equals 14 over 2, which equals 7. So the value of x is 7. Let's move to question 5. Find the value of x. You know that if you have one circle, the total or the sum of the angles is 360, and also the sum of the percentage is 100%. So we'll just add all of this. So 15% plus 4 plus 11, which equals 15 also, and 6 plus 6, which equals 12, plus 3, it will be 15. 15 plus 15 plus 15, it will be 45. So we'll just subtract all the circle, which is 100, minus the sum of all the percentages, the given one, which is 45. So it will be 55. So the answer is C. For question 6, what is the percentage increase between Saturday and Sunday? How can we answer this question? This is Saturday, between 20 and 30, I think it's 25. And this is Saturday, which is 40. To find the percentage of increase, it will be find the difference between the two numbers over the smaller one times 100. and the answer will be in percent. This is to find the percentage of increase, and also we can use it and to find the percentage of profit. Difference over the smaller times 100. So the difference between this is 40 and 25. So write down 40 minus 25 over the smaller number, which is 25, times 100. So 40 minus 25, it will be 15 over 25 times 100. Then simplify. Divided 25 is 1 from the denominator. Divided 25, it's 4 in the numerator. So the answer is 15 times 4, which equals 60%. So it's D. Let's move to question 7. If the length of the side of the square is 10 centimeters, all of the side is 10 centimeters. Calculate the area of the shaded part. And JT, we call this question the flower question. We have a formula for this question. You will just find double or twice the area of the circle minus the area of the square. That's all. Double the area of the circle minus the area of the square. So we have the length of the square is 10, and this is half circle, by the way, and its diameter is 10, so the radius is 5. So to find the area of the circle, you know that the area of the circle formula, it's pi r squared. So to find the circle, the area of the circle, it will be pi times 5 squared, which equals 25 pi. Double of it means you would multiply it times 2, so it's 25 times 2, which equals 50 pi. So this is twice the area of the circle. To find the area of the square, you know that the area of the square is side by side, which side is squared. So the area of square, it's side times side. We have the side length is 10, so it's 10 times 10, which equals 100. We have a formula, double the area of the circle minus the area of the square. So the final answer is 55 minus 100. This one represents 50 pi. If you multiply 50 times 5 and 50 times negative 2, it will be 100. So the answer is. Let's move to question 8. If x minus y equals 5 and x times y equals 10, find x squared plus y squared. I think we answered a question like this in the previous video. If you have x minus y, something like this, equals 5. Just make both sides squared to change it into perfect square. So you know that in the perfect square, we have first square, second square, at the middle 2 times first times second, and don't forget the negative sign, so it will be 2, negative 2xy. On the right hand side, it will be 5 squared, which equals 25. Then we have xy equals 10, so replace xy with 10. Now we have x squared minus 2 times 10, which equals 20, plus y squared, this is equals 25. Add 20 for both sides, it means x squared plus y squared equals 25 plus 20, or move negative 20 to the other side with negative sign, so it will be 45. So the answer is C. For the next question, question 9, if the difference between the ages of the father and his son is 20 years, what is the difference between their ages after 8 years? Now, I think the difference will not change after 8 years, after 7 years, after 9 years. It will not change. For example, if the father age is 30, so his son will be 10. This is the father's age, and this is the age of the son. The difference between them is 20. 30 minus 10, it will be 20. After 8 years, the father age will be 38, and the son age will be 18. If you subtracted them, the difference will be the same, which is 20. So it will not change, so the answer is 3. For question 10, and be careful because this is a very important question. What is the area of the figure? If you have a figure like this, it consists of a rectangle, this rectangle, and two halves of a circle, which represent one circle. It means you'll find the area of the rectangle plus the area of the two halves of the circle, which represent one circle. Okay, so scary face. So the area of the rectangle, it will be, you know that it's length times width. So it's 6 times 2, which equals 12. And we know that the area of the circle, we said before, it's pi r squared. So it's pi times the radius length. All of this length is the diameter of the circle. Okay? It's half of the radius, as you know that the radius equals half of the diameter. So it's pi times 1 squared. So no need to write it. So the answer is 12 plus 5, which is 8. Hello, everyone. Set of new important JET questions. Let's get started. Question 1. Find the value of 0.3 over 10 minus 0.2 over 10. In this question, we have the same denominators. It means that we can subtract the numerators directly. So 0.3 minus 0.2, it's 0.1. So this is 0.1 over the same denominator, which is 10. You know that 0.1, it's 1 over 10. So you can write it as 1 over 10 times 10, which equals 1 over 100. If you want to change 1 over 100 into decimal, just write down the decimal point. You have 2 zeros in the denominators, write them down, and write 1 here, and put 0 and 0. So the answer is 0.01, which is C. Question 2, if 2x over 10 equals 3, compare between x and 20. In this question, you can make cross multiplication. You can multiply 2x times 1, it will be 2x. And the 3 times 10, which equals 30. Then divided both sides by 2, it means x equals 15. So the value of x equals 15. It means b is greater. Let's move to 3. Which of the following numbers is divisible by both 4 and 9? So we'll pick one from the choices and check, is it possible to divide the number by 4 and 9 or not? For example, if you have 36, you know that 4 times 9 equals 36. So 36 is divisible by 9 and also divisible by 4. So the answer is A. Question 4. A teacher wants to distribute 72 pens and 90 pencils equally among a group of students. What is the largest number of students in this group? So to distribute the pens and the pencils equally, you have to find the prime factors for each number for 72 and 90. You know that 72, it's 8 times 9. So we can write it as 2 power 3 times 3 power 2. And also 90, it's 2 times 9, which is 3 squared, times 5. What is the common factor between both? It's 2 times 3 raised to the power of 2. So it's 2 times 3 squared, which equals 9. So it's 18. So the answer is C. Question 5. If the number of passengers on a plane is 720 and the ratio between the number of men to the number of women is 5 to 3. Find the number of women. In this question, let the first number, the ratio between the number of men to the number of women, is 5x to 3x. Their sum is 720, so 5x plus 3x. This is equal to 720. Their sum is 8x equals 720. Divided both sides by 8, it means x 720 divided by 8. You know that 72 divided by 8 equals 9. And write down 1 0. So the value of x is 90. It means that the number of women, which is 3x, it's a 3 times 90, which equals 270. So the answer is B. Question 6. 7,000 reals begin distributed among 3 friends. The ratio of the first to the second is 2 to 3, and the second to the third is 4 to 5. How much did the second get? So we have 3 persons. The first, write them down like this, to the second, to the third. The ratio between the first to the second is 2 to 3. So this is 2 to 3. And the second to the third is 4 to 5. So this is 4 to 5. To write them in one ratio, make this method or use this method. 2 times 4, it will be 8. 3 times 4, which equals 12. 3 times 5 equals 50. Now we have a ratio. Just add them. This is 8x plus 12x plus 15x equals the total, which equals 7,000. 8 plus 12, it will be 20. 20 plus 15 will be 35. So 35x, this is equal 7,000. Divided both sides by 35, this is 7,000. Divided 35. 70 divided 35, it will be 2. And write down to 0. So the value of x is 200. If the value of x is 200, you can find the share of the second. Just multiply 12 times 200, which equals 2,400. So it's B. Question 7. The price of honey decreased to 300 riyals by 25%. What is the original price? It means if you decrease the original number by 25%, which is 100%, it will be 300. It means you will just subtract 100% minus 25%, which equals 75% of the original price, which is x. This is equals to 300. You have a lot of methods to answer a question like this. You can divide it both sides by 3. So we have 25% of x. This is equals 100. Then multiply both sides times 4. So 100% of x equals 100 times 4, which equals 400. You know that 100% of the number, it means the same number. So x equals 400. So the answer is C. Let's move to question 8. Jana sold her laptop for 1,800 at a profit of 20%. What is the original price? To find the original price, this price, it's after increasing, after the profit. So 120% of x equals 1,800. From where 120? You know that the original price is 100%. And the increase, it's 20%. If you add it both together, it will be 120% of x. Now, how can we find the original price, or how can we find the value of x? First, you can simplify. You can divide it both sides by 10, plus 1, 0 with 1, 0. Then divided 3 and divided 3. 12 divided 3, it will be 4% of x equals 18 divided 3, 6, and write down 1, 0. Then multiply both sides times 25 to change 4 into 100. So 4 times 25, it will be 100% of x. This is equals 60 times 25, which equals 1,500. So the original price, 1,500, which is it. Let's move to question 9. If 3 power 7x plus 6 equals 27 raised to the power of 3x, what is the value of x? In this question, we will write 27 in terms of 3. So we have on the left-hand side, 3 power 7x plus 6. This is equals 3. You know that 27 is 3 power 3. All to the power of 3x. If you have two exponents like this, you can multiply them together. So write down the same left-hand side, which is 3 power 7x plus 6. This is equals 3 power 3 times 3, which equals 9x. Now we have the same basis. It means that the exponents are equals. So we have 7x plus 6 equals 9x. So 2x equals 6. Divided both sides by 2 means x equals 3. So the answer is question 10. If x and y are positive and 9 times 3 raised to the power of x equals 3 power y, what is the value of x in terms of y? In this question, we can write 9 as 3 squared. So this is 3 squared times 3 power x. This is equal to the right-hand side, which is 3 power y. The same basis and multiplication sign, it means you can add exponents. So 3 power 2 plus x. This is equal to 3 power y. The same basis, so the same exponents. So we have 2 plus x equals y. Subtract 2 from both sides, it means x equals y minus 2. So the answer is A. Question 11. ABC is a triangle with sides 6 and 4 centimeters. Compare between the maximum possible length of the third side and 10. You know that to find the length of the third side, it lies between what? The difference between the two sides, the other two sides, and the sum of the other two sides. So it lies between 6 minus 4 and 6 plus 4. 6 minus 4, which is 2. 6 plus 4, which is 10. So the third side lies between 2 and 10. So the maximum possible value for the third side is 9, which is less than 10 directly. It means B is greater. Let's move to question 12. If two triangles are congruent, what is the value of x? Congruent, it means that they are the same two triangles. If this angle is 60, so this angle also 60. If this is 40, so this is 40. You can find the measure of the third angle in this triangle, as you know that the sum of measures of the interior angles of any triangle equals 180 degrees. So 180 minus 40 plus 60, it means 180 minus 100, which is 80. Now this is 80 and this is x. Two vertically opposite angles, they are equals in measure, so x equals 80, the answer is D. Question 13. Compare between 0.75 times 87.99 over 1.999 and B, which is 35. So for A, you have 0.75, which is 3/4, times you can round this number. It's 87.99, which is 88. And also you can round the denominator, which is 1.999, it will be 2. Then you can simplify. Divided 2 equals 1. Divided 2, it will be 44. And also you can simplify. Divided 4 equals 1. Divided 4, it will be 11. So it's the 3 times 11, which equals 33. Now we have A is 33 and B 35. It means B is greater. Let's move to 14. If 100 of the guests don't like coffee and 75 of them prefer coffee, what is the total number of guests? So the total number of guests, we have 75% of them prefer coffee. And you know that the total is 100%. So it means to find the number of the guests doesn't like coffee, you'll just subtract 100 minus 75, which equals 25% of them don't like coffee. So 100 don't like coffee, which represent 25%. So 75%, it will be 300. Because 25 times the 3, it will be 75. Also 100 times the 3, it will be 300. So the total number of guests is 300 plus 100, which equals 400. So the answer is B. Let's move to question 15. Compare between the length of BC, this side, and the length of AD, this side. You have two triangles here. This is 30-60 triangle, and this is an isosceles triangle because you have two angles are equals in measure. So this is an isosceles triangle. You know that if you have 30-60 triangle, if the side opposite to the angle of measure 30 is x, so the hypotenuse is 2x, and the third side is x root 3. If this side is x, this side also is x, because this is an isosceles triangle. Let x equals 1. So if this side is 1, and this side equals 1, AD equals 1, and we have 1 root 3. You know that 1 root 3, which is root 3. And you know that the value of root 3, it's approximately equals 1.7. This is if x equals 1. It means BC is longer than AD or greater than AD, so the answer is B. Let's move to question 16. In the opposite figure, find the area of the shaded region if the length of the side of the square is 2 centimeters. Now, in this shape, this is a square with side length equals 2. We have two equal parts, so this part is 1 and this part is 1. This is 1 and this is 1. All of this is 2 and all of this is 2. To find the area of the shaded region, you'll find the area of all of the square minus the area of the two triangles. You know that the area of the square formula, it's side squared. So to find the area of the square, it's 2 times 2, which equals 4. To find the area of both triangles, you know that the area of the triangle equals formula, it's half times base times height. So it's half times 2 times 1, which equals 1. But this is the area of one triangle, and we have two triangles with the same areas, so the sum of their areas is 2, because each one is 1. So 4 minus the two areas of the two triangles, it will be 4 minus 2, which equals 2. The answer is. Let's move to question 17. What are the product of all even numbers between 3 and 7? You know that the even numbers, that the numbers which divisible by 2. We have 4 and 6. Only two numbers lies between 3 and 7. Multiply them because we want to find the product. 4 times 6, which equals 24. Let's move to question 18. 4 root 18 minus root 8 over 5 root 2. You know that we can write 4 root 18. You know that we can rewrite 18 as 9 times 2. We can take the square root of 9 out, so it will be 3. And the 3 multiplied by 4, it will be 12. So we have 12 root 2. And you know that root 8, it's 2 root 2. So we have 12 root 2 minus 2 root 2, which equals 10 root 2 over 5 root 2. Now simplify. You can eliminate root 2 with root 2. 10 divided 5, which equals 2. So the answer is C. For question 19, find the average of production of the company during the 6th month. This is the 6th month, this is the month, and this is the production of each month. You'll just add all of them divided by 6, because you know that the production, the average of production, the average is their sum over their number. So we'll just add 2,000 plus 8,000 plus 30,000 plus 40,000 plus 30,000 plus 10,000 divided by 6. The answer, it will be 20,000. For question 20, the sum of production of date factory in 7 years is 720 tons. If the sum of the production at the 3rd and the 5th year is 80 tons, find the measure of angle of the sector which represent the production of the 5th. This is the sector which represent the production of the 5th. So all of the circle, you know that it's a 360 degrees, which represent 720 tons. And you know that 360, it's double 720. It means if you have an angle of measure 100 degrees, its production is 200 tons. It's double. And also if you have production 50, for example, tons, so its angle is 25 degrees. So let's go back to the question. We have the sum of production of the 3rd and the 5th is 80. So the 3rd, its angle is 15. So its production, it's the double of 15, which is 30. Plus the 5th. You don't know the production of the 5th. Their sum equals what? Equals 80. Subtract 30 from both sides, so 50, 5 equals 80 minus 30, which equals 50 tons. So the production of the 5th year is 50 tons. And we said if you have the production, so divided it by 2 to find the angle, so it will be 50 divided 2, which equals 25. Thank you for watching.